Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are continuing the English longbow only campaign and as special requirement we need to take control of the areas that England or the British Empire has controlled at some point before we can move against other areas. So today our aim is to continue the conquest here in the Middle East. We have a rather decent base of operations in here, however, the French blockade here is making things quite a bit more difficult. And let's see if we could improve the public order a bit in Edinburgh and in London. Oh, and of course, when we get a bit more troops
God's servant
to Acre, we should try to get a crusade going. Okay, a priest in Nottingham has perished. Let's make or train a new one. And in Acre we can begin the construction of practice range. And I think finally we can get some troops out of Nicosia.
as you wish.
But apparently not all of them.
Sire. Yes, sire. My lord. Sire, as you wish.
Okay, but I guess 5 is much better than none.
Yes, sir. Full sail.
And let's hope the French Navy doesn't sink our fleet there. Nonetheless, that's good development there. I'm afraid we need to defend some of our settlements rather soon in here. And it seems the Pope has sent
Name the blasphemer.
an Inquisitor here
God's servant. Who is the
to help
heretic,
us
sire?
deal with the
God will... Yes.
heretics.
Name the blasphemer. They shall stand trial. Enemy fleet engaging us.
Yeah,
Sire, we should
well,
disengage.
at least
The enemy shows no mercy.
the upkeep is getting quite a lot
The enemy
lower.
fleet is upon us.
Then again,
Sire, the battle is lost.
we don't have any units, or rather any ships with which
I bear a message that you would be
to move.
wise
Perhaps
to
we could
heed.
have a ceasefire
Excellent.
and
What else would
perhaps
you think?
trade
Another
rights,
proposition? We shall listen,
and
of course. I
let's
see no
exchange mob
seem to are
information.
Very reasonable. Farewell.
So have they lost Constantinople already? Yes, they have. Okay. So the Venetians have been quite aggressive here. Good for them.
Ships ready. A fine day to sail.
And we can continue to make some upgrades in Dublin. It's rather Catholic area, even though we have no chapels there.
God's servant. Who is the heretic, sire? Name the blasphemer.
And where is
The
our
heretic,
cardinal? I
God's
think
servant.
he needs
Who is
some
the heretic,
practice
sire?
before.
Name the
Okay,
blasphemer.
both of these are
This is the heathen
just
in
as
quest of the
heretical.
Lord. They shall stand trial. Yes, your highness.
Okay, that was good.
God,
So-
yes, your highness.
Okay, that actually is rather decent cardinal. So I think we should be improving the situation. And then let's see. So we are producing there, not there, but perhaps we could make blacksmith here. So
Sire, the
okay,
enemy is engaging
it seems
us.
the French Navy is
Sire, we should disengage.
awake.
The enemy shows no
And
mercy.
our navy is at the bottom of the sea there.
Noble one, we have something for
And we are so honorable that we don't make a trade agreement because we are going to hit them rather soon. And it seems Mongols have appeared, and it's rather nice to have that new family member in here, because that will make it easier to manage the holdings there. And why are the... Okay, I thought they were very good just a while ago. I'm wondering what's happening there at the papal court. And let's see if we can declare crusade. Okay, Jerusalem could be target. I think Cairo would be a good target as well, but we need a bit more troops before declaring that crusade. So let's wait for perhaps a couple of turns. And Dublin is growing nicely, perhaps a chapel there. And
Fleet ready, sire.
I think we can get a couple of units out from
Yes, sire.
Nicosia, at least next turn. And I guess we are going to have that crusade soonish. Okay. So I don't think... Okay, Venetians are our allies, but
I appeal to the
good
Pope.
terms with the Papal States is rather nice. And in Edinburgh... Oh, I forgot about those heretics there. And in Acre... Perhaps we can afford to wait for one more turn.
Aye, sire.
And let's get the reinforcements there. And I guess we are going to lose that fleet. And actually we shouldn't be holding two family members
Sire.
in the castle at
Your will,
the same time. So let's bring those out, and we have some family members here as well. For example, this guy. And do we have family member? Okay, here.
Your will, sire.
Perhaps we could start to hunt down rebels with these family members, and then
Yes, Your Highness. This is the heathen
let's
in
try
question,
to
Lord.
take
God's
care of
servant.
this hopefully last heretic in here.
In God. Yes, Your Highness. God's servant.
And hopefully the number of heretics is going to go down rather soon here. At least in London area it's going down. So that's
Aye,
nice.
sire.
And
Sire,
let's
we are
bring
to
this
follow
guy
my lord.
here as well
Yes,
to
sire.
organize some rebel or pirate hunting.
Fleet ready, sire.
Oh, there is another
Then
French
you
navy.
already- Can you not tell friend from
Well,
foe?
that's no wonder
Well,
that
sire.
they have been rather effective at hitting us. I'm just wondering, should I send another army on crusade, but perhaps the upkeep will be a bit too much.
Sire, we should
And actually quite a lot of
enemy fleet
still
engaging
neutral
us.
settlements here in the Middle East.
Sire, we should disengage.
I would have thought that the AI had taken them already.
The Holy Bible.
And to Tunis. That's a bit unfortunate. Well, perhaps we will just join the crusade and attack Egypt
Yes, Your Highness.
as fast as possible.
Orders.
Hail my king. With honor,
Okay,
sire.
so Gaza is rather ripe
By
for
your
taking.
will, sire, we shall engage. Laying siege, noble sire.
So
We
much
shall
for our
prevail in this siege, sire.
noble crusade. And of course now we need to be wary of the Egyptians. Oh, have they...
Set sail.
Venice has captured Rhodes as well. They're actually doing rather well. It's a shame we need to declare war on them rather soon.
Your will, sire.
And let's begin
Battle it is then,
from
sire.
those guys there.
To battle it is then, sire.
And...
Sire,
Soon enough.
oh, that's rather
your will,
strong
sire.
army. I don't think there will be any desertions just yet. Perhaps that auto-resolve was a bit risky, but
Glory,
we
honor,
won nonetheless.
victory. My lord, our courage
And
and
there is
honor have
actually
conquered.
archery range already. That's really nice.
Hail my king,
Could we actually leave
my lord.
these guys there? Will they abandon the crusade? Apparently not.
Hail my
Can
king.
we abandon the crusade?
Binding forces, sire.
Yes, we can.
My lord. Your will, sire. Orders.
And apparently our army just won't abandon the crusade.
As you wish. My lord. Yes. Orders.
Just hoping this was not a massive blunder.
Your will, sire. Yes.
Well, perhaps we could take Cairo there. And of course we need to continue to train more troops. And it seems one of our ships even managed to survive. And as it is, we can continue to improve our cities. I don't think fortress is worth enough, so that we should build it. Perhaps in York that could be beneficial, and in Dublin that's okay.
My lord. To war then.
And we have a turn. And it seems we are building ports for our enemies to blockade them.
I come as a peaceful emissary, Lord.
And it seems
Excellent.
even Sicily has
Another
declared
proposition?
war on us.
We shall listen. Something just as useful.
Hmm.
It
When
seems
did
with
they
my
manage to do that?
It has
Perhaps
been a pleasure.
the French persuaded them? Or something like that. Woodsman Guild. That's nice. But what does it do? archers. Okay, well enough. And thanks to the Pope for the gift.
Orders. By your command.
Sibni Lawadi, infidel.
To battle it is then, sire.
Okay,
To war then,
that didn't
sire.
go too well. And
My lord. To battle it is then, sire.
and then let's
Glorious
hunt
victory is
down
ours. Come and
that
get
rebel
me, coward.
Longbowmen army, but I guess perhaps these guys could
Continuing
go to
tomorrow,
island
I'll rip off your head and
to hunt those guys. And people at Gaza are not too happy with us, apparently.
Splitting forces, sire.
Okay, king is dead. Long live the king. And apparently we lost the whole army there.
your will, sire.
All ashore. Fine day to sail.
Let's improve Dublin a bit, and perhaps blacksmith in Rennes, and border can do
Sire,
as it wills.
a lady needs her rest, sire.
God's servant. God is
Okay, and well, perhaps I'm building a bit too much at the moment. So, this guy is the king and his authority is rather abysmal. So, let's curb the buildings a bit. Building projects. We need to have more troops. And I think we need to join a
Hail,
crusade.
my king.
Sire.
Hail, my king. Yes, my liege. We shall continue tomorrow, my liege.
And we most certainly want to have a family
Sire, we are leaving
member
the ships. Your will, sire. My lord.
in Bordeaux.
Continuing tomorrow, sire. Hail, my king. Orders. We have marched our limit today, sire.
And we most certainly want to reinforce Gaza
Orders. By your command.
as soon as possible. And perhaps that means setting sail with the fleet, and perhaps we could
No
send
more wind today, sire. Yes.
a couple of these guys coming this way as well. Let's just hope that the fortress there won't rebel too soon.
Sire, it's no use. We need to fall back. We shall
And
continue
if
tomorrow,
that
sire.
general falls back before, perhaps he will fall back to Bordeaux.
Sire, we need to fall back and regroup.
Okay, that went according to plan. That, on the other hand, is not going according to the plan. So we need to reinforce.
Your will, sire. To battle it is, then, sire.
Our holdings there at least a bit.
Glorious victory is ours. Your will, sire.
And at the same time we need to reinforce our holdings here. Edinburgh could be upgraded.
A riot is an ugly thing.
And what's wrong with you guys in here? I think we can sell that catapult maker. We can sell the stables. We can sell the barracks. And the funds we got must be used for keeping these guys there happy.
Orders. By your command, we'll make camp here, sire. Sire, my lord. Orders.
And perhaps we should send this guy to take charge of Gaza. And if we can make extra troops, let's do so. And it's absolutely horrifying how large a garrison we are going to need there. Oh, and we needed some reinforcements in Rennes as well. And I forgot about that crusading army. Well, I think that's not too critical, at least, just yet. And the good news here is that, well, perhaps for now, we could stab the Milanese in their backs. Oh, and I cannot keep two generals in one army.
They'll wish they'd never been born,
okay, that crusade was successful. We lost a family member here, perhaps this guy can go there. And it seems Gaza has been pacified.
Orders. Hail, my king.
And let's try to keep Acre in line.
Hail, my king.
And well, we have trained quite a few extra units.
Hail, my king.
And King Thomas the Wrathful, perhaps I should get some decent enough heir to the throne. That's not good. And who is the guy in here? Toby Stanley. Can we actually name him an heir? Apparently we cannot. Let's see. Perhaps we cannot, as is the case in Rome Total War. Or perhaps it's just too long a time since I have last renamed a successor in this game, so If you know how to do that,
Daughter of the crown.
please let me
Am I to
know
win over
in the
hearts or
comments.
heads?
Hail,
And
my
this
king.
army clearly is problematic. Well, perhaps we will
Yes,
bring it to
my
border.
liege.
However, the upkeep of those kind of useless men is a bit
The
problematic.
enemy has laid siege to us, sire.
Then again, if we lose through auto-resolve, that might help a bit, because
An
we don't actually want to
glorious
lose,
victory.
even if we might have it. Okay, so some ballistas,
Muster your
but rather
courage,
large
men.
army
We
otherwise.
march into battle.
Well, of course, those ballistas want to make the army smaller, but perhaps the number and quality of siege equipment is not in line with the rest of the army. So, once again, our strategy will be to deploy the sharpened stakes. And we need to go out to meet the enemy army. Or rather, those ballistas. And I guess that will be quite enough to stop the enemies there. And the general can go there. And let's get into position to take down those ballistas. And fire at will. They shouldn't survive too many volleys. And it seems the rest of the army is coming this way. So it's time to pull back and take the positions in here. And for the moment I thought that the enemy is moving so quickly that they would catch our slowest Longbowmen, but perhaps the fear was rather for nothing.
Our enemy's ladders have reached our walls. It's time for butcher's work.
So, let's hope that our troops will find their way to their proper places.
Curses! The enemy are battering down our gates.
It seems to be a bit difficult, at least to some of them.
Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates. The walls
And
are
at
no
least
more. The enemy siege tower has reached our walls.
these guys
Courage and
shouldn't
skill at arms
have
lead our way. Up.
too many. Okay. The general has fallen and they shouldn't have too many crossbows, so I think this battle actually should be perhaps easier than the one against French, because the French will fire back. Swordsmen, militia. They actually fared quite well in the infantry tournament. Okay, now the chivalric knights. that unit of town militia actually get or got to our general?
Only half the enemy force remains. Only intervention by the Almighty or a military genius can bring us victory from this.
Well, let's try such military genius as to fire on those guys that are in melee. And sword and bucklermen. Actually, it's rather wonder that Spain is having these good units at this time, because I think it's latest mid-game stage, at least in my opinion. So the unit quality shouldn't be this high for Spain. But then again, it's very hard difficulty, so perhaps they have managed to upgrade their unit production facilities enough. And I guess we have that one. Yeah. One crew member of the ballistas. And taking him down seems will require quite a few arrows. And he even survived. Well, good for him.
Glory, honor, victory!
And it would be nice if Venetians would bring that army of theirs out from here, because it would make capturing Jerusalem quite a bit easier. Perhaps I should actually send a scouting party to find out
Hail, my king!
if we have some opportunities. Okay, that's quite a turn of excommunications. And
My lord. As you wish. Your will, sire. Ships ready.
so this guy was supposed to take charge of Caer Narbon.
Have a claymore. An order. Yes, sire. Move.
And so much for those
Victory!
rebels.
Nothing at your service. Command me, sire.
And perhaps I should bring a merchant
At your service.
here.
As you command. An order. As you command.
So basically the situation is such that we need to start taking
Hail, my king.
territory. And it seems we need to have a garrison of 6 units there. But perhaps this northern front will be a bit
Hail,
safer.
my king. Yes, my liege.
So there is an Egyptian city. Perhaps we can take it. And here we are gaining a religious foothold here as well. And perhaps we should send another of the priests to Gaza, so we could get rid of at least that religious unrest. Okay.
No, it's no use.
So at least the upkeeps should be going down.
Here.
I'm just worrying that when the Venetians will betray us. Okay, and it happened now. So they do have crossbowmen.
Sire, we should retreat. March to exhaustion, sire. Continuing later.
And this of course makes Jerusalem one of our primary targets for the moment.
Sire, we should withdraw.
We come bearing word for you. This was a good day for our people.
I guess an alliance is good enough thing.
Yes, yes. They'll wish they'd never been born, sire.
So, how could we get some authority for this guy? Perhaps we cannot.
Orders. My lord. We have marched your will, sire. By your command. Yes, sire.
Begone! You are not my liege!
My lord.
And perhaps we should try to lift the
battle it is
seats
then, sire.
here.
I shall lead our forces into battle, my lord.
I guess the longbows will do well enough.
Units, await my orders. Longbowmen,
Against
units, hold your
where they dismounted feudal knights. Might not even need the general there. But let's bring him along, just in case. And fire at will.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And those losses are actually quite catastrophic already. And that's a
Behold
good
how our
target practice
cowardly
for
foe
the
runs. It's time to press the
Longbowmen.
attack.
Perhaps the whole enemy army will be wiped
All
out.
of Christendom will.
So, the problem we are having with the Longbowmen at the
Hail, my
moment
king.
is that they are too expensive
Hail,
to
my
maintain.
By your will, sire, we shall engage. Rally to
And
meet
we are
your will,
having
sire.
quite a few family members which
An
we
order.
actually
Marching.
don't need.
Journeying onward. I shall continue.
Hail, my king. Yes.
I think we will
orders.
just
By your command.
start to pound those rebel armies.
Hail, my king.
And
Your will, sire.
here,
Hail, my king. With honor,
let's head
sire.
back to Gaza. It would be so nice to get some more troops, but I guess
seek an honorable engagement.
we have to deal with what we have. And I guess border will be besieged
Sire, we
rather
need to fall
soon.
back and regroup. We shall continue tomorrow, sire.
So we are taking losses of about, is it 200 florins per turn?
I speak on behalf of my lord and bless you for
And of course trade rights could improve our financial situation a bit. And of course, if the Venetian army were to move away, our position would be quite a bit stronger. Of course, oh! So, Jerusalem rebelled. That opens up interesting opportunities. So my plan was to bring this army here to the hills here, so we could have, at least we are starting to make some money, even though the amount is quite small. I guess we need to leave 5 units in here. So there is still that large army. Now the question is, where can we combine the troops? Perhaps we need the fleet to do it.
Leaving the boat.
Hail, my king!
My lord. As you bring.
Hail, my king!
Assembling fleet ready, sire. Yes, sir. Full sails.
And perhaps we have actually some infrastructure somewhere which we actually won't be needing. So selling it might be quite beneficial. Well, there is not too much of that, but at least I think we can get 1 unit, or rather 2 units of Longbowmen, which is nice. It might actually mean the difference between victory and defeat in the battle.
Yes, sire.
Oh, there is a Spanish army hiding in the woods, perhaps playing hide and seek.
Hail, my king! My king. Yes. I've tried whipping them, sire, but the men are spent.
My lord. Yes.
And perhaps that princess will find a husband in the Middle East, so we could get another general there. Okay, so the Egyptians are besieging Jerusalem. I thought it was the Venetian army. But I think we can agree with ceasefire and hopefully with trade rights. So I guess the Egyptians could take Jerusalem and then... Okay, they didn't manage to take it, so it will be our turn to try it next.
Hail, my king! As you command, my liege. Laying siege, noble sire.
And I
we shall
think
prevail in this siege, sire.
we'll just wait
Armies, my lord.
for the city to surrender. And perhaps we could curb some expenses. Perhaps we have some ships we don't necessarily need. And perhaps we have some Longbowmen as well.
The dream of every warrior, dying nobly for king and country.
At least that will lower the expenses.
Hail, my king!
Perhaps we need to start with that army. Okay, and the French have found us. Quite a lot of mercenaries, by the way.
Sire, it's no use. We need to fall back.
I'm beginning to wonder that perhaps the
On my way.
rule to take
Post
control
haste,
of the
On my way.
areas of the British Empire and England before starting to take control of new areas actually
Hail my king.
has made the game
There's no glory
more
in
difficult
hiding
than
like
the
this.
original challenge of the crossbows only. Perhaps we could increase the authority of the faction
Hail my
leader by starting to recruit assassins.
Yes. Hail my king. As you will, my king.
And still a clear
I tried
defeat.
whipping them, sire, but the men are spent.
Well, at the very least we will take Jerusalem soon, and then it of course should improve our situation. But once again, Gaza is beginning to cause problems. So, do we have some good targets, practice targets for the assassin?
Aye, sire.
Perhaps there are some French captains in the area
On my way.
with which he
I shall
can practice.
continue tomorrow, sir.
Hail, my lord.
And I guess these guys should practice at least for one turn,
Sire.
or
Yes,
rather
sire.
regain
March
the
to
strength of
exhaustion,
their
sire.
bodyguards.
Continuing later.
And perhaps the unrest here is growing.
My lord.
I'm just wondering, perhaps I should move
As you wish.
Hail my king.
Sire. Yes.
the capital to border at some point.
There is no glory in hiding like this, my lord.
Sire. Yes.
That's bad. They are right next to us. Antioch is there.
Orders. By your command. Laying siege, sire.
Okay.
The siege goes
Perhaps
as planned,
that
sire. Sire.
did not work out quite as planned. So, and let's let
Need
the
someone removed, sir.
assassinations begin.
You have a target in mind, my king.
So much for that.
Today is a particularly good day to die.
I agree.
Orders. Yes.
Orders. Hail my king. Your will. Hail my king.
I don't know,
My
perhaps
lord. An order.
I could
Move.
keep these
They'll
guys
wish they'd never been born, sire.
in one group.
We go no
In any case,
further
because
today.
I don't know if there is any difference in the auto-resolve, whether they are in one group or not. I guess the main difference
The
would
enemy
be,
lays
okay,
siege, sire.
once
We
again
must
Spain is
prevail.
moving against us.
Yes, sire. We bring
Okay,
the battle
so
to the enemy.
with the reinforcements we actually could take Jerusalem this turn. Of course, they are on the other side of the map,
Units, await my orders.
so there is some running to do. Let's hope they don't have too much cavalry. Oh, they do have cavalry.
No defeat is ours on this day. We have nothing.
And let's hope the...
Yes, my lord. Breaking off the sea.
Ah!
Hail, my
That
king.
didn't go at all as planned.
There is no glory in hiding like this, my lord. Hail, my king.
By your command.
Hail, my king. By your will, sire, we shall engage.
Well, perhaps some of the
Lay
defenders
siege,
have
noble
left.
sire. We shall prevail in this siege, sire. Hail, your will, sire. To war, then, sire. Sire, we need...
Okay. At least the rebel army is
I come as a
growing
prisoner.
smaller bit by bit.
Excellent. What else would...
To force a woman.
Farewell, my lord.
And thank you.
But perhaps we could utilize the same mechanics. Okay, that's not good.
Hail, my
So,
king.
if we bring these guys to lay siege and the enemy tries to drive them off, perhaps our reinforcements in turn can drive the enemy back there. And once again,
Hail, my lord.
let's have this band of brothers to hit David the Mad.
There will be no dishonor dying upon
They're having quite nice amount of experience, and by the way, let's not forget to move the princess. Oh, and I should have the assassin ready. And apparently the... Okay, King Thomas has perished.
Hail, my king.
Long live the king. King John in Nottingham. And I guess it's time to send out the assassins once again.
Need someone. Assassin moving ashore, sir. Who do you want dead?
And the band of brothers
Hail, my king.
here.
Yes. To war, then, sire. Sire,
Getting
we need
defeated
to
once
fall
again.
back and regroup.
And perhaps the armies are beginning to be too great next to Jerusalem that...
My liege, we must make a stand. We are besieged.
the enemy doesn't dare to attack out of the city.
You order, but I'm no diplomat.
Okay, we are becoming not kingmakers, but
Who do you want?
pope makers, as we are having quite a few cardinals at this rate.
Need someone. Leaving the fleet. Who do you want dead? On my way.
Sire,
I'm just
as you wish.
wondering
Mighty forces, sire.
how much more difficult the jihad there will make our life. And of course that's a warning there that the city rebelled while there was a full army of Venetians
Hail, my
nearby.
king.
I will only address you in battle.
So York could be upgraded, perhaps it should be upgraded as well. And
My lord. Hail, my
the band
king.
of
To
brothers
battle
in
it is, then,
here.
sire.
Okay. But this time we managed to take
Sire,
out
it's no use. We need to
about
fall
100
back.
men, so perhaps a bit by
Hail,
bit
my king.
we are gaining momentum there.
By your command.
Hail, my king!
Oh, and I forgot the assassins. So let's be friendly with the Danes.
Sire. Yes, sire. Joining forces.
5 more turns. Oh, there is Mongolian Navy in the Dead Sea. Well, I guess that's good for them.
Someone removed, sir. You have a target. Who do you want dead?
And perhaps 3 assassins will be ready, or enough.
Hail your will, sire. To war, then, sire. Sire, I look
Well,
forward.
they should be running out of men rather soon.
Honor and glory await England, men. Units, await my orders.
And I guess I shouldn't be using at least one of the bodyguards. Well, since we are besieged from 2 sides, I guess we need to put those stakes on 2 sides. But there is no gate in here. So, could we even actually hit the enemy from there? Let's find out.
Longbows! Longbows!
And it seems that we actually can. That's quite nice. So there are some crossbowmen. So it's going to be a missile battle in there. Though the enemy seems to be content on taunting while we are firing at them. That's fine by me. Oh, and there are ballistas. This battle is going to take forever at this pace. And now we need to spend some money to repair the walls there.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
And we are beginning to lose most of our arrows. Perhaps these guys should fire on the peasant archers there. And could we enlist another
At the walls.
tower to fire at them?
Give them steel.
And okay, there is a siege tower.
My lord! The enemy are battering down the gates! To arms, my lord! The enemy's ram has breached the gates! The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
And then we have some crossbow militias,
has reached our walls.
dismounted
Courage
feudal
and skill at
knights.
arms lead our way. For the moment, the fortune of battle goes our way. Let's pray it remains as such. The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
And we still have some enemies somewhere. So those dismounted feudal knights. They're actually pushing through us.
Behold how our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this,
Well,
this
that was
is
a costly
clear
victory.
concealing up.
And the next army.
The enemy lays siege, sire. We must prevail.
Perhaps instead of retraining those troops, we could bring
Need someone removed, sir.
some
Who do you
reinforcements from
want?
border.
Moving ashore, sir. Who do you want dead?
He was also implicated in Kennedy's assassination.
Someone removed, sir. Name thy target, sire. Closing for the kill, sir.
And the siege is going to take 4 more turns. Perhaps we should spend the money we have wisely,
I speak on
so
behalf
that
of
we
my
could
lord.
actually
Bless you.
Another proposition? We shall
To force
This was a good day for our peoples. Farewell.
convert Jerusalem and the neighboring regions to Christianity. So perhaps the public order won't be so big of an issue then.
God's servant.
Okay, we have actually
Yes,
2
God's servant.
cardinals in
Continuing
here.
once I have rested.
Perhaps. Okay, York would benefit from
Who do you want dead?
Ships ready.
some buildings, but at the moment we cannot afford
Who do
them.
you want dead?
Some say I am a jewel.
Need someone removed, sir. You have a target. Who do you want dead?
So, King John is starting to gain dread and perhaps some authority with it, at least not yet. 3 turns there. So let's bring in,
My lord. Sire.
or then not. Perhaps it's good to have those weakened units there instead of combining them, because that way I guess Explorers Guild is nice enough. King John is dead. Long live King James. So, I guess these guys should finally achieve some success. And And okay, there is only captain there, but that didn't help us too much. So Nottingham is going to require a governor soon, and the game of blades continues.
Need someone removed, sir. Who do you want dead?
I think I wouldn't take a post as that army's captain at the rate they are going down. And perhaps that the siege is taking so long might even cause the jihad there to fail. At least I hope so.
Who do you want dead?
Okay, apparently the targets are becoming too easy. These guys are not even gaining anything from them. But as it is, I think we need to prepare to bring in some reinforcements to Jerusalem as soon as we capture it.
In this time of war, I bring word peacefully.
Okay.
Très bien. Please go on. We are listening. Most just something else? Continue, mon ami. A most worthwhile meeting. Au revoir.
And I think we can still continue to assassinating their captains. And that army there shouldn't offer too much resistance. Of course, there are those three rather large hosts next to Jerusalem, so that might cause some discomfort for us. And you guys should start firing.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will... The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and break the spirit of his army. Behold how all of Christendom will be...
it.
There is no glory. By God's will, we have triumphed.
And we got
victory,
quite a nice amount of money.
Some say Jerusalem is the very center of the world for asking forgiveness.
And it seems people here are not too happy.
Yes, Your Highness.
Perhaps we should reinforce the city with at least a couple of units.
As you wish. Orders, my lord. Yes. We can't get there, sire. Can't do it, sire.
Who do you want dead?
Do I look like you?
Need someone removed. On my way. Who do you want dead?
And I guess these assassins should be... Well,
who do you want dead?
This guy is rather good.
Need someone removed,
but these are still apprentices or journeymen.
Command me, sire. Orders. Yes, sire. Moving to...
And down goes the rebels. And our rebel hunting army can move southwards. And then we had some, well, money to waste on walls. And in York, let's upgrade the mines. And I think this will be it for this time. So thank you very much for watching.
I salute you.
If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. And I think next time these two cities here will be our targets. And is there something around here? So this and then Egypt, and hopefully we can finally continue our conquests in France. Have a great rest of the day. QualityOldGames out.